People in this country are so confused when they see people that look different. And of course, I may have features that look a little different because my mother is white, right? So it's not that hard to look like your mom.
No, of course.
And I think where I've come down on it is it's really nobody's business.
100%.
And I think I get to determine my identity. But I still think because of the founding of this country and because of the otherizing of people like myself, it's still going to always be an issue. I mean, I wrote a whole book about it, right? That is what my memoir in large part was about. It's just fascinating to me that people, rather than ask you so many more important questions, the question is, what are you?
Excuse me. Excuse me, darling. I'm sick.
She keeps saying it's nobody's business, but she won't stop talking about it. Nobody cares. We're in 2024. Everybody knows that you're mixed. You say it every other day.
Well, I do think you get to identify yourself in being one of the multiracial people here at the table. I will say this. I would handle this the way Kamala Harris has, and that is.
And the fact that she keeps saying that in America, people are not used to people who look different. What are you
look like an alien? What are you,
what
alien?
Are you talking about?
We're not used to all that weight you just lost from Ozempic. You popping down your mouth and those pills or injections you're getting, whatever. That's what we're not used to.
Let me tell you what that is. Sorry, I just want to continue because I wasn't born here. I came here as a teenager. This is the country where people are the most accepting of different races because it's a melting pot. People from the rest of the world come here. We have people from every continent of the world live here. People are mixing, there's mixed children. It is not like that in the rest of the world. There are not as many countries like that. Right. In other countries, it is much more divided and we have much more homogenous societies, or we have countries where it's so like in the Latin American countries, actually, even though there are people from different races, but they don't mix and they don't interact as much as people in America do. So I hate when Americans talk shit about America. It's disgusting to me. You're destroying the reputation of your own country because you haven't even traveled. Really, you haven't experienced life in other countries. The types of racism that happens in other countries, you cannot compare to the stuff that goes on here. It's much, much worse everywhere else.
Yeah. I need something to settle my stomach. I need something to... Anyway, let me tell you what that was, what we just saw. That was nothing but pure narcissism.
Yeah.
That's what that was. Narcissism couched in being a victim. That's what that was. She wants people to focus on her supposedly exotic looks.
Surprising revelations about my family history. I was really reluctant. I don't know how you felt when you did it, Whoopi, but I was really reluctant to do it because I just sensed that there could be something in my family history that would be disappointing. And Skip had asked me to do it for a long time, and I finally decided to do it because I thought it'd be helpful for my children and my children's children to know what their real history was, But what I found out was that my mother's family, while they are Puerto Rican, they actually originate from Spain. And the reason that they moved to Puerto Rico is because the slave trade had been sort of canceled in Spain and then Curacao, and then they moved all of their slaves to Puerto Rico. And so the family business, I had been told that they were printers and journalists, but they were in fact enslavers. And my mother, so
a hush fell over the audience.
It was deeply disappointing. And it's deeply disappointing because my mother really identified as Puerto Rican. She was part of the civil rights movement, and she was deeply ingrained in Black culture, and identified herself as Black for race, but Hispanic for ethnicity. Okay. But her race is white. She's European.
Yeah.
I know. It's weird because when you look at her, my mother's blonde and she has light eyes, and my whole family looks like that. So I think inside, I sort of knew that this was my history, and that's probably why I didn't want to do it. And I spoke to my mom about it. She was deeply disappointed. She actually cried about it. And then she said, maybe that's why I have been so connected to Black culture, because it's an atonement in my spirit. And I received that. I also found out that, and there were slaves on both sides of her family, mothers and fathers, but we are 7% indigenous Puerto Rican.
I don't give a damn. People don't care how you look, Sonny. Okay, whatever you look like, you look like. Many people look like their mom, their dad, their grandparents, aunts, uncles, whatever. She wants people to focus on that. Who's your mom? Is your mom white or whatever she said? That's number one. Number two, I think, and I stopped long ago, okay? I stopped saying there were many races when I learned that there really is only one human race. 99.999% of our DNA is the same. It may be different combinations of the chromosomes and things like that, but it is the same. So there's only one human race, okay? We have different ethnicities, we have different cultures, our skin, the melanin in our skin is different, depending on where you live, where you grew up, whatever. But there's one human race, okay? Sonny, nobody cares. You want the attention. You want the focus on you. You're not that different. You're not that exotic. Yes, you're a beautiful woman under all of that damn pancake batter. Mm-hmm. She wears more makeup than we do, all three of us combined.
And we.
Yeah, I mean, she does. All of that stuff, stop it. It's nothing but narcissism. You're only fooling the people who buy your propaganda, because you do not fool Shelly E.
Yeah. And a lot of times we find it like this with these mixed race women. They always, I don't know if they didn't get enough attention from one of the races that were mixed in with them, but they always have this type of chip on their shoulder. Look at me. I'm Latina. I'm Black. I'm white. Look at me. And it's like, nobody cares. It's like an inferiority complex.
I think there's nothing else to them. That's why.
Exactly.
And that's the only thing that they can present is look at me, look at my race, look at my ethnicity. They do not have anything else behind that.
Yeah. It's like the empty head. Remember when you were in high school, junior high, there were some pretty girls, but they were just empty heads. Right. They had beauty, but no brains, no depth to them. They were very superficial. This is a grown woman, got kids that are grown, and she's still superficial.
Yeah. Look at me. I mean, even Whoopi had to check her this week because she was like, she had to take, Sonny said something. They were talking about race again, and Sonny said, well, I'm the only multicultural woman at the table. It's like, oh my gosh, you are annoying. You are so annoying. She is the type of woman where I could see why men slap women around. All right. Yeah, well, that's terrible. Right? I take that back. I take that back. We don't condone violence. We don't, but just not open hand, not closed. Do you want to